Hello everyone and welcome to the first minutes of Warhammer CHAOSBANE. Now we're going to try to play 60 minutes for an hour today, and let's see whether or not I can get through it. Start off, we're going to choose High Elf Mage. Elven magic is known to be among the most dangerous weapons in skilled hands. Elontir wields it with rare dexterity. Adept at discharging torrents of pure magic onto his enemies, he is able to combine his powerful spells to control his opponents, thus devastating their ranks with ease. The High Elf Prince Elontir was exiled from Ulthuan and now travels the old world in search of redemption. Proud and arrogant, he has become a master in the magical arts. Okay, we're going to turn it down a little bit in a second. So these are... okay, so we have the prologue.
The High Elves of Ulthuan are masters of the winds of magic, and none are more renowned than the High Princes of Safri. You were born to a life of great power and privilege, destined one day to take your place among the Archmages at the Tower of Hoeth. The arts of magic came easily to you, but as your skill grew, so did your arrogance. A rivalry with another student at the tower spun out of control, culminating in a magical duel that left your rival dead and one of your teachers crippled. As punishment for your recklessness and disobedience, you were banished from Ulthuan until you had atoned for your crimes. Cast out with nothing but a few magical tomes and the clothes on your back, you journeyed to the old world in search of adventure. At first, the news of the Chaos invasion meant little to you. Your people had been fighting the Dark Gods and their armies for thousands of years. But then you learned that Teclis, Hoeth's greatest living archmage, had come to the old world to offer his support to Magnus and the Empire. Believing your moment of redemption was at hand, you rushed north to join the Imperial army. Magnus accepted your offer at once, glad for another mage to battle cool sorcerers. As the day of battle dawned, you were determined to prove your worth or die in the attempt. While Teclis shielded Magnus from the enemy's spells, you fought cool sorcerers and demons with all the skill at your command. By the time the battle was over, you were a hero. Magnus offered you a place in his retinue, a position of tremendous power and influence. Such trifles meant nothing to you. All that mattered was the opinion of Teclis, who could end your bitter exile with just a few words. And so you have chosen to travel to Nuln with the Imperial army, determined to win the favor of the High Lawmaster at any cost. If that meant protecting Magnus from his enemies and rebuilding the ravaged human empire, then that is what you will do.
Alrighty, so I don't know too much about this game. I haven't watched anything on it. I know it's an AR classic kind of
It was an
isometric
age of lawlessness
ARPG.
and despair, a time of...
There is sorcery in the air. I can feel it.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn the volume down a touch. Maybe just go with this. Leave the door. Okay, so we're clicking on the ground. There's no, doesn't take, oh. Each time, okay, skills, I've just, what did I press? I pressed C to open up the skills menu.
Ungos! The tower is under attack.
So I can't move, I can't zoom in or out. Oh, so I can drag and move like this. Do we have to go to this, oh yeah, I see. Just have a little look around first. Can't rotate the camera at all. Let's check the controls quickly. Zoom in map. So that's the map though, is it? Okay. Oh, so you can press X to move if you want to. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's actually anything to do here. This is locked, clearly. So you can't rotate the map. That's unusual, isn't it? The angle of the camera, I mean. Unusual for these sort of games, I think. Modern ones, anyway. Target an enemy. Okay. I'm a little bit familiar with like the ARPG genre. When your health is low, use your potion by pressing Q. So where's my health? Probably this one, right? Magicka of some sort. We need to wait several seconds. Okay, I don't think I am injured, but
Thanks, Sigma, you're here.
yeah, I kind of skipped over his dialogue by accident. Okay, so you can hold down Alt to display items, new equipment, press I to view it, use the mouse to select a slot, then press left mouse to interact. Where's the equipment I just picked up? Oh, here. So I can move it in or out. So now I have multiple attacks, do I? When you level up, your character gains new skills, accessible via Skill tab of the character's menu. Equip a skill, spend skill points. Ooh, okay, nice. Just leveled up and acquired a new skill. It's like a bouncing lightning bulb, is it? This one. Can't change your skills at the moment. Oh, okay. Can't bind them anywhere else, can I? No, maybe I just can't do it yet. Alright, we'll follow the tutorial. I'd like to know how to use my sword, if I can. Or does that just add to my damage? Plus 5 damage. Oh, okay. Elonte's archetype ability is Aether Manipulation. By pressing space, he uses the skill to control the position of various persistent spells. Interesting. Shown by this symbol. The spell will move to where the cursor is placed. Only the last spell can be controlled. Oh, so I can guide it by pressing space. That's pretty cool. Haven't encountered that before. Had to switch over to my other microphone. Apparently this is another one of those games that my mic isn't friendly with. It's a bit of a bugger.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. A Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. Shouting a challenge, you prepared your counterspells. But the enemy struck first. By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room. But these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, the Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. You try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, elf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you one way or another.
Don't mind the story, but we're a little bit limited on time here. I've only got an hour, max, in this game, and the audio music is taking over the actual voice. In those cutscenes, at least. Can I make it harder, or...? So that's as best I can do, is it? Oh, wait. No. Holy crap, there's a lot of difficulties. So I've literally just got it on normal. I'm going to put it on hard. I tried to change that at the start of the game, but I don't think I could. Let's put it on hard. So you do get bonuses. There's like 9 difficulties. There's more. Holy crap. Alright, very hard then. Okay, very hard. So it's multiplayer. Very cool. Online. Okay, it's fine.
There are dark and terrible forces at work in the city. If we are to find the sorceress and defeat her, we must confront the dark cult that has taken root in Nuln and expose its secret master.
Command me.
I agree.
High Lord Master.
Your courage does you credit, young prince. The attack on the tower came from the sewers that stretch beneath the city. Your first task is simple. Enter the tunnels and drive the cultists back from the tower. Kill everything in your path.
So obviously I'm skipping through a little bit of the dialogue just because I want to get through most of the game as possible in this hour. I've already made a note that this is a game that I want to play more of on the channel. I can already feel I'm going to want to play more of it. I'm already enjoying it. The only other one I've done so far out of this Minutes With series is Eldest Souls, I think. Which you would have seen already if you've watched the rest of the series. So it looks like our map in the top right there is showing us where to go. Yeah, okay, cool. Can't seem to talk to any of these people. Not sure what this is. I'm going to move my camera now that I know there's nothing in the bottom right of the screen. Alrighty. Okay, so where are we headed again? This way. Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Blessings of Sigmar be with you.
Not sure why some of these games don't work with my microphone. It's the same problem I had with Stalker. That was the first one I encountered. So something I've just got to be aware of. The audio quality is obviously not as good, but it's definitely good enough. Good enough for a backup. Until I can afford one of these $500 microphones that everyone uses, we will just do what we can. Interesting. We'll do what we can with what we have. Skills cost a certain amount. That was way too quick for me to read. Explore the sewers tunnels. Certain advanced skills require energy before they can be used. If you don't have enough energy, you cannot use the skill. Regenerate energy by damaging enemies with basic skills shown by this symbol. Elongear's energy regenerates automatically. Attack with a primary skill to recover energy. Press C to view your energy recovery style. And 1,000 other things. Wow, okay. Awesome. Energy regeneration. You can change the position of the last spell cast. Your energy regenerates automatically and passively. Okay. Very cool. Looks like we're going to have access to a lot of skills. So I've played a little bit of Diablo, Path of Exile. I'm not super... Oh god. I'm not super experienced with ARPGs, but there's a couple others I played. Grim Dawn. So I know a little bit, but you know, I'm not exactly an expert by any means. Grim Dawn's one of my most played and most favourite, I think. Diablo's good too, but I haven't played Diablo 2 or 3, just the original. Oh, the rats are attacking me as well. Didn't realise. I wish I could move the camera back a bit. quite a good skill, that, isn't it? Takes a little bit of getting used to. Feels very fast-paced compared to a lot of the other ones that I've played. All the enemies seem to be really quick. Oh, I didn't realise I could fire multiple. Wow, I could fire multiples. How many can I fire? Just endless amounts. Wow, okay, that's a lot of enemies. What is this stuff? Wow, that's a lot of enemies. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna die.
You abomination.
You're gonna have to wait a sec, Liv. Yeah, I'm not used to playing these games with so many enemies.
Does not deserve such a sacrifice.
What's this? Oh wow, they came back. Thought they were going to rebuild into that creature. Reform. Okay, we got any loot? Here we go. So can I shift click? Left click? Left click. Oh, so actually, wait, when that says their loot quality plus 23, does that mean the loot that we get off the ground, or is it telling me that this is a better loot quality, the item? So it gives us better armor by a lot, but that gives us better loot quality. This gives us max health. Let's go with that. Cool. Shift to compare, okay. Plus 6 damage over time, but it lowers our max health. And everything else just auto-equips, that's fine. The first ever game like this I played was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the PS2. And me and my best mate, played it for just days and days and days. I know Dark Alliance, the original one, is available now, isn't it, on PC? Dark Alliance. Did I say Dark Alliance 1 or Baldur's Gate? I was talking about Dark Alliance. I've got Baldur's Gate, the original kind of classic ARPG. But I was talking about Dark Alliance. is a kind
My
of
life does not
modernized
deserve such a sacrifice.
game. This feels very quite fast-paced and intense, which is fine, just different. But I'll be honest, I would often like playing Diablo and a couple of the others I mentioned. Not so much Diablo, but like Grim Dawn, and I can't remember what else I've played that were like this. I would find them to be a little bit tedious, and not, you know, you sort of
Even in death.
you level up really quickly and become just way too powerful. And I guess obviously it depends on the zone you're in as well, but this feels like it's got a lot more enemies than those other games. So it might sort of keep me on my toes, you know? Yeah, a lot of these games I play, I've noticed if I have to concentrate a lot, I don't talk as much. Like if I feel like there's a lot I've got to be aware of, I guess I talk now in the moments where I'm not doing much, you know. But if there's a lot of combat, I shut up, or a lot of focus. Are the enemies fleeing as well? Hard to tell. They kind of look like they're fleeing. Or they're just moving into range. Moving away. Is there a... Oh, good. Okay, so I can hold down shift to stand still. Yeah, okay, good. Ah, I can hold down... Oh, what? No way. I hadn't put that together. So obviously if I press space, it moves to where my mouse was. And if I hold it down, it actually hovers around the mouse. That's really cool. Hold down space. Okay, that changes things up. There's a lot of weird kind of variation combos. Combo variations, I mean, or key press variations. Interesting. Very interesting. What did I just press? So I can literally just hold them down together. Very interesting. A lot of key press combos is what I'm trying to say. So I'm holding down shift, space, left mouse and right mouse at the same time. Okay, I've run out of energy. So I'm getting... Oh, I've got a new skill. Well, what the hell key is that? Number 1, right? Why? What's with the 5 number? Skill points 5. Is that how many it uses? Equipped on 1. So...
My magic is not ready yet.
So what does that do then? Oh! It's a teleport. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I just want to have a look at the UI. See if I can get rid of those damage numbers. Just minimize some of the on-screen activity. Map size. Okay, lower the map. Make it a bit more transparent. Hood size is okay. Damage font. Okay, so I can't seem to turn it off. Let's set it to number 2 and see what it looks like. Anything on here? Display game help, icons, names, enemies HP. No. I'll display the elite's HP, display damage, suffered, healing, defensive messages, detailed descriptions, automatically skip dialogue. No, I can do it myself. I don't mind getting a little bit of a feel for what's going on, but like I say, we've got half an hour left in the game, so we're not going to get through that much. That's better. A little bit less cluttered, but I can see my own damage that I'm receiving. Can you use what I just do? Use arrow keys to move. Is that it? I probably missed a ton of loot. Alrighty. No one to kill here. Okay, so now we go back to somewhere. Return to checklist. Okay. So it looks like each character is going to have their own story. Like their own... Yeah, their own story. Should we check it
I
out?
have scattered the
I do not doubt it. You
So,
handled
yeah.
the situation well.
So we've got a level up and a new skill. Breath of Fire. Sends forth a blast of fire. Very cool. 1000 experience points. So, do we like... I was going to say, do we get like skills to level up? Fan skills. Not sure exactly what they are. Oh, what? All experience... What am I looking at here? Increased chance of finding basic fragments. Can I just use as many of these as I want? Is that normal? Increased looting radius. Emotes. Increased chance of finding divine fragments. Higher quality item. I don't know if what I'm doing here, but I'll just leave it at that. Plays a special emote. Extra link fragments. I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's fine, I think. Wow, okay. We've got a lot of stuff. Yes. Right click. I'm not going to look. Okay, I might look at this staff because... so this is the better one, is it? Yes. I guess you can just have a sort of quick browse, can't you, over the red and the white. Red and the green, or whatever colour that is, yellow or green. Plus critical hit chance, but I prefer the max health. I'm not too fussed, it's a quick little playthrough that we're doing right now, so... You know, if I was going to be fully invested in this... Oh, we've got different sets. Very cool. 4 sets. That's pretty sweet. What I wanted to look for was abilities. Like, where are they? I've lost them. Here. Do these just level up by themselves? So we don't choose our path maybe until later. We sort of rearrange these. Yeah. Okay. So it's not like Path of Exile then, where you choose... Oh, I guess it is, but it's a lot further on that you'd have enough to have to choose between the ones you've got. Okay, that's fine. Defense is really high. It's good. I'm curious to see. Manage players. Okay, no, that's players. Let me just have a little look at something. I'm hoping the game auto-saves. I'm imagining that it does. Oh, they've got permadeath as well. Now, if I create a new character, is it going to start... Let's go in as a Slayer. Okay, this little guy. He looks fun. And we're not really going in as him now. I just... Oh, crap. I just want to see, do they have their own... Oh, okay, so you can have a multiple of heroes. Magnus is cursed, the Tomb of Kings... Oh no, so they don't have their own story. I think this is the same one
As
we
a
just
young
done.
dwarf in the great...
Oh, they do have their own backstory.
It was an age of lawlessness and despair. A time... What's all that noise?
Okay, so we start in the same place. Alright, never mind. Just want to have a quick look at him.
An attack!
We'll go back to the wizard in a sec. The sorcerer, whatever he is. The elf. Okay, so it's kind of a barbarian, sort of brutal hand-to-hand. That's pretty cool. He's pretty strong, isn't he? Nice. That's pretty cool. I like him. I'm always torn, or often torn, between choosing like a ranged, like a sorcerer and a hand-to-hand, you know, a wizard playing at range versus, you know, like a barbarian, because I do really enjoy both styles. But you know, if you said to me that I had to pick one skill in my real life and had to pick between... Why am I back here? Is this where you spawn in? If I had to pick between those two kind of lifestyles, or, you know, I was going to go to war and I was either going to be a barbarian or a wizard, so like learn magic versus hand-to-hand, I would choose magic every time.
There is grim news from the tower.
Okay.
No doubt they have lost their way in the...
Someone needs to find them.
Okay, so we're going to a maze, are we? Very cool. Alright, so we're down here then. It's a little tiny little bit choppy on the graphics. So I'm just going to see if... Do we have like a general... limit FPS. Limit to 160. To 60. And... So, it doesn't seem to have... like... What am I thinking of? Like actual graphics options, you know, really. Sort of high, medium, low graphics. Which is interesting. You've just got general kind of toggleable settings. Just leave it as it is. Oh, okay, whatever. I don't know, it's not bad, but I'm not sure if it's running at 60 FPS right now.
There's always too much to do.
You see anything strange, Agnes?
Yeah, it feels like quite a fast-paced ARPG, this one, at least. And I haven't played a lot. So it might not be, it might be very similar, you know, it might be like similar to a lot of other modern ARPGs. But I know a lot of the other ones I played, there weren't that many enemies, at least in the starter zones. And it took a little... What have we got here? Who are you? Oh, are you someone? Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Have to test that out a bit. Who's this guy?
Am I too weak to use my magic?
I was gonna say, why is he not firing that? I think after a while I'd get more more familiar with how all the buttons that you hold down to do the various skills and how to like direct them. So I'd probably be able to talk a lot more while in combat.
I should conserve my energy. How dare you, you abomination!
I don't know who this guy is. Where did he come from?
I should conserve my energy.
Just trying to see. I don't think energy gets used for this attack. It doesn't, does it? That's what refills our energy, if I remember. Our energy gets refilled upon impact.
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
Alrighty, moving right along. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a lot of enemies. Like a lot of enemies. And we're dead. Okay, we're not dead. I need to get out of here. That's a lot of enemies.
Even in death, you are beneath me.
Wow, I am nearly dead. Come on, potion. That's the first point I've felt actually threatened. Like that's a lot of enemies. There we go. Okay. Wow, there's still too many. What am I supposed to do right now?
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
Oh dear. I'm stuck.
My life does
Quick,
not
quick, quick,
deserve
quick, quick, quick.
such a sacrifice.
Got it. Just. That felt really lucky. Or I should say I felt really lucky then, surviving that. Kinda need to wait for my potion to regen, don't I? Is it ready yet? Nearly. That was a lot. That was a lot of enemies. You kinda have to lead too, don't you? What's that bird doing? Honestly, I need to know what this bird's doing. Is he like a... Have I picked him up for what? Is it to do with the staff that I'm using? Step between worlds. Is the bird just like a pet? You know, like you can have pets in a lot of games. I wish he wasn't there. He's a little bit distracting to me. Maybe there's a way to turn it off. I'm dead.
Does not deserve such a sacrifice. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
I gotta run. I gotta run or I'm dead. Is my bird fighting them? They're trying to fight him, aren't they? I think they're attacking my bird. They seem to be trying to shoot arrows at it anyway. Oh god, here we go again.
Dare you, you abomination!
I guess this is the way you play. They're not really supposed to be
Even in death, you
engaging.
are beneath me.
You're not really supposed to engage, are you, in melee with a wizard like this or a sorcerer? You know, avoid melee at all costs most of the time. You son of a bitch. Didn't realise I was that close to death. Oh, pay to revive? Pay what? Oh. Pay how much? Only basic fragments can be used as payment. 915 gold crowns or 5 fragments. I mean, 138 gold crowns. Yes, let's do it.
My spells need more power.
Alrighty. Pretty cool that you can just pay like that to revive, isn't it? Whoa. I like that electric bolt. Okay, we made it. That doesn't look like a very good skill, that.
Too weak to use my magic.
Like it looks like a weak jet flame, I suppose. A weak flame of... A weak jet of flame. But maybe it levels up. It is pretty powerful though, it just doesn't look
My life doesn't
super powerful for some reason.
Sacrifice.
Like the animation of it. I don't know if I'd be able to play this like for a week on the channel. I could probably drop in and drop out of it. I think this is my problem with these sort of games. Like, I like them for a while. I like them for like an hour at a time. And then after a bit, it's like, well, I'm just sort of clicking enemies on a screen, keeping an eye on my health, running away, hitting my potion. You know, it's... I think these are probably great games to play with friends. So, but I would like to play it. It's just small doses, I think. I'm like that with a lot of games, though. It's got to be... You know, for me to really want to play a game a lot, it's got to be something, it's got to be either a concept that the game is about or a story that the game is about that kind of touches me, you know, it makes me, it pulls on my heartstrings, if you know what I mean, for whatever, in some way, or it's just really, really fun gameplay. Or there's a world that I want to explore.
Even in death, you are beneath me.
Like, this is fun gameplay, I think, in small doses. You know, I haven't played an ARPG like this for a long time, so to jump into it and be fresh with it, it feels good. But after an hour of sort of clicking a lot on the screen,
My life does not deserve
I kind of
such a
also
sacrifice.
like the idea of unlocking abilities and stuff like that, so that the gameplay changes up. But yeah, this is a problem I run into with these types of games pretty quickly, is they feel repetitive and samey quite quickly. And honestly, pretty much every game's like that as well. When you play too much of it, you lose the fun, you know. But I just noticed for myself, it seems to happen quite quickly with these games. Probably be different with friends. You've got a bit of camaraderie and talking, you know, and
How dare you,
having fun with your mates.
Abomination.
This actually feels pretty good for an ARPG. It's responsive, it's fast-paced. Maybe this, I mean, we're just starting out with the spells, you know. It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know why. It just
too weak to use my magic.
like a kind of thin spout of fire, but it is a starter, kind of starter spell. So I do like this one though.
Spells need more power.
I've never played a game where you could control the ball of lightning that you send out. Usually you just shoot it and it goes off like an arrow, you know, in a single direction. Wow, am I even hitting him? I think I'm going to run into a lot of games in this series that I want to play in short bursts, which is good. Good to change things up again. Arcane Hail. Oh, cool, okay.
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
Oh, I can just hold it down. That's a pretty fun one too. Doesn't feel super powerful, but I'm sure it would do. It will do when it levels up. Nice.
How dare you, you abomination.
Is he moving slow as well?
Life does not deserve such
Or
a sacrifice.
do they just run slowly? Okay. That one looked like it was moving a bit slower. It's not very powerful, is it? Not a very powerful spell, that one. Why does it have that triangle there? Send down magical hailstones that have a chance to... Oh, they do slow enemies. Generates energy for each enemy hit. Ooh, okay. So it regenerates. Interesting. It's very important to get into like synergies and stuff in this game, in games like this, isn't it? Again, something you'd have to kind of develop over time. Where are my keys? Helps too, doesn't it, if you can remember what keys you're pressing, or know where your keys are. I like that it regens energy though. Probably goes quite well with this this skill too, doesn't it?
How dare you, you abomination! How dare you, you abomination!
Get rid of that voice acting. Like, I don't know why developers feel like you need to hear that repeatedly over and over again in your ears. In a game like this, you know, you're getting hit a lot. I guess it's a cue for low health, isn't it? It's an audio cue, but you know, you end up hearing that sentence repeatedly and over and over and over in the game. I can understand having an audio cue, but does it have to be a full sentence spoken?
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
It could be a simple sound, couldn't it, that lasts half a second in your ear, just to let you know your health is low, or not even. No sound at all.
Death, you are beneath me.
Like we've heard that about 10 times, that one sentence. Not to mention all the other ones.
Dare you?
Anyway, see what I mean? He's saying it again. He's at it again. He just said something half a second ago.
You abomination!
I know my health is low, dude. I can tell because I'm looking down at the bottom left. Alrighty, well that's alright, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like these games in small doses. I think I will probably jump back into this because I like to have somewhere in the back of my head, you know, I like to kind of be playing one game of many different genres. So, you know, open world, FPS, ARPG, RPG, even racing games I like to jump back in on every now and then, and fighting games. So this is one I'll probably put a little mark next to remember that I've got it in the background, so I can jump back in and have a little blast for an hour and just add to the series on the channel occasionally, you know. To be honest, I don't think there's any ARPG that I'd be able to play for a week, 2-3 hours a day. It's just not my sort of thing, you know. It's not the sort of thing that I can play like that, I mean. Whereas something like Fallout or an open world, a first person open world RPG, I can spend hours and hours in those games.
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. How dare you, you abomination.
Yeah, I definitely remove that audio.
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
100% I would remove that audio cue. Anyway, I'll stop mentioning it now.
My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
They're trying to get me to comment on it again, aren't they? Alright guys, we're pretty much done with our hour anyway. We're not going to make much more progress. This has been Warhammer CHAOSBANE. CHAOSBANE, like I said. I'm going to make a note against this one because it's, again, yeah, I'll say it again. It's the sort of game that I'd like to jump into every now and then and just have a little bit of an ARPG run around blast, you know, killing hundreds. It looks like dozens upon dozens of enemies. I don't know how much variation there is in the enemy type. We haven't seen a lot of variation at the moment. A lot of these guys, just these kind of grunts. I don't even know what they are. Are they human or what are they? They kind of look like human
My life does not deserve
from a
such a
distance.
sacrifice.
But while we sacrifice our life repeatedly, almost, yeah, I can't quite tell what kind of enemies these are. I imagine there's going to be a little bit of variation as we progress through the levels, and there's a hell of a lot of enemies though. That's one thing I like about this.
How dare you?
Stood out to me straight away.
Abomination. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
Right, perfectly timed anyway. So yeah, Warhammer CHAOSBANE. I think, yeah, like I say, I'll jump back into this occasionally. I definitely couldn't play it. I couldn't even play it for a few hours at a time, let alone for a whole week on the channel. But, you know, I would like to occasionally, when I maybe mix up the channel content a little bit, jump in and do another hour, have a little blast, maybe talk about some stuff. I know that once you get the hang of these types of games, and this is probably what I can feel already, is, you know, with a lot of the other games I play, like the first-person games, you can be very involved in what you're doing, and you're exploring these worlds, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on that draws you into the game immersively. Whereas with this, I can already feel, aside from when you're learning new skills and you are kind of focusing and concentrating on what you're doing, outside of that it's very samey. You're clicking around a lot, you're using a lot of the same buttons, a lot of the same tactics as well, so it becomes like it's not particularly exciting or interesting. I think it's more of a mind-numbing gameplay. Once you've gotten used to all of the skills and you know what you're doing, you're just kind of staring at a screen, repeatedly killing the same enemies in the same way, or even different enemies in the same way. There's no like major variation in the gameplay. Now again, that's what the game type is, ARPG, isn't it? And if I was playing with somebody else and I could talk to them, I think I'd get a lot more engagement out of it. I suppose I could talk to you guys and come up with stuff to say on camera. But aside from that, I think that's what it is. That's why I don't particularly get too drawn into these games. But anyway, it is what it is. Thank you for joining me for Warhammer CHAOSBANE. We did manage to get through an hour, so that says something. I've tried to play a few games in this series already and had to cut them off after 20 minutes because they just don't engage me at all. So, you know, that says that I can handle this in kind of small doses. But I'm rambling, as I always do. See you in the next one. Goodbye for now.